is that if you have healthy intimacy and internal dialogue with yourself, see, human connection, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, human connection is really what we're seeking in life. And whether you're religious or spiritual, I'm spiritual, I'm not religious, but that connection with the greater good seriously satisfies you. I don't spend frivolously because I don't feel the need to.
This is a serious decision.
This is a... yes. I get my highs from being true to myself. If we're not honest with ourselves, it's harder to be honest with others about what we can and can't afford financially, time-wise and emotional-wise. So the money comes from being true with each other and connecting. I had one client that their homework was to do their budget before I saw them the following week. So what they planned was on Saturday afternoon they were going to sit down and do the budget. They got rid of the kids. Then they were going to go out to dinner and go to the movies. When I saw her the following week, I said, so how did it go? Oh, it was terrible. We did the budget and then we just moped. I said, why? Because we couldn't afford to go out to dinner and go to the movies. I said, oh, it was a terrible weekend. I went, okay, so let me get this right. Because you didn't have enough money to go out and spend on a night, you didn't get the candles out, have some finger food, give each other foot massages, spend some time in the bath, go through the wedding album and laugh all night about the most brilliant experiences that you've had together. No, I didn't think of that. So that is how the money relates. If you love each other, you get the same endorphin rush from being apart. Flirting. Like one woman in Adelaide once, I was walking through a store and she goes, oh, it's our 15-year wedding anniversary tonight, I've got to go home and you know, we're just going to have some dinner or whatever. So you don't sound very excited. 15 years of marriage, it's fantastic. Not many people make it there nowadays. She said, no. I said, well, what are you going to do? Just something special? She said, no. She said, the boys are away for the night, but we'll just say, I said, well, if you want something unusual, it just came to me and put in there. Play, seek and seduce.
Yeah.
You're only limited by your greatest asset. Instead of that, I said, go home, get all dressed up. She was getting home before her husband. Leave a note for him. Honey, I'll be in this block, like a block of Adelaide, of nightclubs and bars. Come and pick me up for the first time. She said, oh, I like that idea. So it's a matter of just keeping the spice alive and not drilling crap into this. Don't treat it like a waste bin.
Did he find her?
Did he? Well, I don't know. I left that go back to the shop. But talk about STD, sexually transmitted debt. Before you go into a relationship, even if you're currently in one, talk about money and have a BFA, binding financial agreement. People say, oh, that's just terrible. Work out what's going to happen if the shit hits the fan and you do end up separating. One couple I know planned 5 years out. In the military, she was studying, he was working, they had a couple of kids, they realised they weren't going to last happily forever after. So they said, let's be pragmatic about this, the kids are involved, we want to be here in 5 years, financially going our separate ways. They worked it back and they were amicable about it. So if you have a binding financial agreement in the beginning, I speak from experience, it puts that topic to the side. So that's the stress away from the start. What happens? I see lots of women go, oh, I want to leave. And some men that have said, I want to leave my wife, but I want to make sure she's okay with the kids. So talk about money first up. The basic budgeting process to start. You can't manage something if you don't measure it. Just like a fantastic PT, physical training program, that you never do because it's too hard. The same with your budget. Don't have a yay fandangle budget that's too hard to deal with. Just literally have a blank piece of paper, an Excel spreadsheet. If you're not good with Excel, find someone who is. Blank Excel piece of paper I keep in the front of my diary and I pencil in my figures. Now in the beginning, every 2 days, I would jump on the Excel spreadsheet that gave me my own
work that with people. What service do you offer and how do you charge and how does all that work?
Oh, I can remember, I can do anything from half-hour lectures to the full 40-hour program. We go through the basics of money management, looking at the big picture, do some shock treatment with that retirement requirement, and then come back to your relationship with money, just like sex, your relationship with money. When I was going to high school, my dad said, do you want to go to the school where you need money or the school where you need brains? Because I got into 2 schools. I formed that belief early. I didn't realise because we didn't have the money to send me to the good school, I had to either have one or the other. So that was one. So I deal with people's subconscious beliefs around money. Then we go into the habits of basic budgeting. We look at good and bad debt. We look at achieving financial goals and a money action plan. Step you through basic steps.